Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to an F125 inspirational video. Yes, that's right, I still haven't thought of a better name. However, we have now got the Alpha Tauri inspired F1 car, and I think this looks fantastic. I cannot stress this enough. This is the best livery I think I've made. I think it looks brilliant. It's very faithful to the Alpha Tauri. Yes, it's a bit more red than I would like. However, there's no way to get around that as of the time being. But I think this just looks brilliant. And believe it or not, that red on the side isn't actually built into the livery. That is something I have made myself, but we'll get into that just in a moment. But this, I think, looks brilliant, and I think you'll agree with me here. And obviously on track as well, it just looks amazing. We've got the map, we've got the gloss. It looks brilliant. I am absolutely in love with what I have created here, and I hope you guys use this well and actually have a good amount of fun with it, and hopefully learn something on how to make your own liveries, because there is a few things in here that I have definitely done, which most people would not do. But yeah, enough waffling. Shall we get into the livery creator, shall we? Okay, here we are with the Alpha Tauri livery. First thing we're going to do is the base livery, which is in Azure. That is the livery we are using, which I believe is unlockable in either the store or the podium pass. However, this is the livery you would want to get, or something similar, just so you can get that line down the middle. So as long as you have something with that line, you should be fine. Anyway, here we are with the colours. So the primary colour is white, so as long as this luminance is 240, you are good to go, and that is in gloss. Next is the middle colour, which is 151, 192, 28, and that's in matte, and that gives you the blue effect. Next is 151, 185, 29, which is wrong. They need to be the same. In fact, no, they need to be this one. So they all need to be 151, 185, and 29. I'm not too sure why the colours have changed, but they shouldn't have. But that is the colours you want. So again, 151, 185, 29 black for your secondary and third colours. That's what you need. Okay, next we are going to go on to the driver number. So I've gone with Sunset, which I believe is unlocked in the podium pass. If you do not have the podium pass, you can use Athlete. Athlete is the next best thing for it. You could potentially use Plush as well. In fact, we are going to use Plush. Let's use Plush. I'm changing this on the fly as I'm editing it. Let's make it Plush. So they want the primary color to be the same as the color of the livery. So 185. And I believe that was God, the color looks a bit weird. Color looks weird. Maybe not. No, so I'm gonna go with Sunset just because I got it right. But with the but you can do this with Athlete as well. Okay, so with Sunset, what your colors you need is 151, 175, 35. Then the color here you need 0, 240, 120, and then 0, 240, 120, and then that'll get you the red effect. And then for the side, the same thing. Again, using Sunset, you want the 151, 175, 35, 0, 240, 120, 0, 240, 120. And then that gives you the colors on the sides and the bottom. So you got the 28 there and the 28 at the back. It just looks really nice, really pops out. It goes with the red theme that they definitely had. But now the livery, the decal editor itself, this is where the fun is going to happen. So now we have Novus, which is the first one, which is in white. So this is your location, scale, rotation, and then that's on the back towards the exhaust. That's where the ventilation is, I believe, or towards the gearbox. So there's Novus. Next we have ZER. This is how you get the red blocks. So if you use the decal variant number 4, you can see on the bottom it has XER underneath, and then you have that massive block of red above it. So you can use that block of red without having to use the XER. So this is the location that I've had to do it. This is the scale, so it's as big as this goes, and then that's the rotation, and then that will get you this this red effect that works out perfectly and lines up almost perfectly. So then that's that. Next we have the same thing right here. Again, XER, 4th decal. This is the location, this is your scale, this is your rotation. You have to get this as close as you can, because this is how you get the red effect. If you do anything else, the XER will be on show, and then that causes more issues than helpful, really. Next we have XER here, which is the final one on the left hand side. So there's your location, there's your scale, there's your rotation, and that's how you get the red, and obviously that will correlate to the other side as well perfectly. Next we have Cabman, which is the main sponsor of this one. So you're going to have the location is there, the scale is 1, and your rotation is only 7 degrees. That is going to be Cabman, nice along the sideboard as well. I think that really pops out in the white. Then we have Opaque in the bottom left. So there's your location, there's your scale, there's your rotation. That's how you get the Opaque symbol at the bottom left. Next we have my favourite one from last video, the AII. And yes, we're using it in black this time, but we're using it on the top of the engine there, next to where it says RGB. You can see it's just about flashing just above the Seren. That's what you're going with. So you want the location to be there. That's your scale, maxed out. Rotation, 0 degrees. That's how you get those 3 lines, and I think that looks brilliant. Make sure this is in black, because obviously the body is white, so you need to have it in black so that way it pops out a bit more. Next we have the RGB, next to the one we just done, top left, above Seren. So we got the location there, there's your scale, there's your rotation, and that just means that you get the RGB, so you got to get a bit more writing on there without actually having to use anything, so I think that works brilliantly. Next we have the Seren logo, so there's your location, there's your scale, there's your rotation, again in black. Next we have the Slingshot logo, and this is brilliant, this is perfect because it has the black and the red, and that works perfectly with this livery, so I'm really happy about how this looks. So you got the location there, the scale, and finally the rotation. And that's how you get the slingshot on the side of the body. And then that's it for the sideboards. Nice and easy. And then obviously it correlates the same to the other sideboard. Next we have nose left. So all we have is Cabman in the white there. You can see it just on the carbon fiber. There's your location. There's your scale. There's your rotation. Next we have Opaque, which is just to the left of it. So you have Opaque Cabman. There's your location. There's your scale. There's your rotation. And then that's how you get the Opaque Cabman, and then that should be nice and lined up, ready to look fantastic. And it's the same again, nose right, same thing. Nose top, here we have the liveries that are actually going to go onto the car itself on the actual, where the head livery sponsors are. So first we have XER, so there we have the location, scale, rotation. Next we have Cabman, which is at the bottom. I've done this in a bit of a weird way, but here we have it at the bottom, Cabman at the nose. There's your location, scale, rotation. Next we have Opaque, which is just above the Cabman logo. There's your location, scale, rotation. Then we have Novus, which is just below XER and just above the number. So there's your location, there's your scale, there's your rotation. Next we have Rock, which is just above Opaque and just below 7. So there's your location, scale, rotation. And then we have 7, which is just below the number, which is the location, scale, rotation. And that's how you get the head sponsors there on the front of the car, which looks fantastic. Next we have the front wing. Yes, you can see there's a lot of XERs there, but we'll go with Cabman. Go with Cabman. So white again. There's your location, scale, rotation. Remember to mirror this one as well, so that way you get it on both sides, so it looks good. Now we have XER. So on the edges here, this is your location. This is your scale. This is your rotation. Make sure you mirror this, that way it looks absolutely perfect with the way it looks. And that is only that one edge, and you can see why there's so many different options here. Okay, so that one there is just the right hand side of the same one. Here, that's the inside of it, so you can see there it's crossing over a little bit in the cab, just below Cabman. So there's your location, there's your scale, there's your rotation, and then that's how you get the that little red look effect without actually having anything on there. Goes with the Alpha Tauri with the red, it looks fantastic. Again, mirror that gets you this one here already in position, which is fantastic. Next we have the front wing left. Nice and easy for this one. It's just the 7 logo, but use variant number 3 so you get the colors, because on the actual Alpha Tauri they had something similar with the X. It was X format or something. They had these kind of colors, and I think 7 works perfectly. So make sure you use the 3rd decal variant for 7 to get those colors. You can do it in just plain white. Nothing wrong with that, but I think this one here just looks a little bit better. So there's your location. There's your scale. There's your rotation. And that's it for the front right and front left end plates. Next we have the rear wing top. Now you have to do this in this order so you can get these correctly on top. So first we have XER, which is in the middle. So there's your location, there's your scale, there's your rotation. Next we have the ones on the sides. So you've got this is your location, this is your scale, this is your rotation. And then make sure you mirror this one. Not the first one, mirror the second one, because then that gets you both of them on each side. As you can see there, there's a flashing. That makes it a lot easier for things to work there. Then you want opaque. Opaque is nice and easy. It's just going on top of the red effect you've just created. So there's your location, there's your scale, there's your rotation. That's how you get the opaque on top of that, and that looks perfect. Next we have cabman, which is mirrored. So this is your location, scale, rotation. And then with this one, again, mirror this one, that way you get it on both sides, and it just looks, I think it looks fantastic. Next we have rear wing underneath, nice and easy this one. So we have XER again, so 0, I think it's 0, because it's an X, isn't it? We'll call it 0, why not? So there's your location, there's your scale, and there's your rotation. Make sure you mirror this one, because this only does half of the actual rear wing, it doesn't do enough of it, otherwise you just get a little bit of white every now and again. It doesn't look great, so make sure you mirror this one, that way you get both of these and it looks fantastic. That should align not over the carbon fiber, and it takes up just enough of the white to actually make it look great. Next is opaque. Again, you want the opaque on the red, so there's your location, scale, rotation. That's how you get the opaque on top of the red and making it look fantastic. No fourth sponsor. You could always add one, or you could always make this smaller, put it on the left, and then have it mirrored on the right if you really wanted to, but I think that looks fine. I think just seeing the one big bold white lettering makes it look fantastic. And I've gone back again like a moron. Okay, rear wing left, which will be mirrored obviously to the right. So first one is cabman. There's your location, there's your scale, there's your rotation. There's a little bit of rotation of 2 degrees, just because the wing isn't obviously completely straight. It has got a little bit of a curve to that. Next we have rock, which looks like some kind of SIM card kind of sponsor. As you can see here, it looks like some kind of SIM card, which I think looks pretty cool. But yeah, here we have the location, scale, rotation, and nothing else for these two. You could always add more if you want to, but I thought that with the AlphaTauri it's kind of minimalistic. I think that's why I like it so much. So I've just gone with the 2. You can add more if you want. Say you want to add more, maybe not rock, because we've already got rock there, but maybe you want to add the sarin as well. Just make sure you give the rotation a couple of degrees, 2 degrees, and then that makes it straight. But yeah, you can add those. You can add those yourself if you really wanted to. And then that's mirrored obviously on the right hand side. Next we have the halo on the inside. It's just cabman and 0. So there's your location for cabman, then scale, then there's your rotation. And then 0 is location, scale, rotation. Make sure to mirror this one, and then that will get it on both sides, and that will look fantastic for you. Next we have halo left, which is using the rock logo again, but this time we're using decal variant number 6 to add a bit more color. So there's your location, there's your scale, there's your rotation. With this one, it is slightly too large still, even on the smallest scale, but that's fine. It's just a little bit of an effect to go with a Novus effect, really, so don't worry too much about that. You can always remove it if you don't want it. Next we have Novus in the black. So there's your location, there's your scale, there's your rotation. That's how you get the Novus next to the rock symbol, and then that's how that one looks. Again, you've got these 2 here, so you could always put something on the left on the matte blue kind of color. You can put something white on there if you want to add more of a flavor to it, which is absolutely fine. But I'm trying to be as authentic to the AlphaTauri as I can be, so that's why I've left it completely bare. And obviously that's been done to the right as well. Next we have halo top. First things first, you have to put down the 0 first. This is how you get the red effect, because if you don't do that, you just get the matte blue there, look. And also you don't want the matte blue, you want the red as it does IRL. So you can use the 01, the 4th decal variant, and then that will get you the red effect, because you've got that massive block above there where it says 0. So there's your location, there's your scale, there's your rotation. That's how you get that one to get a nice red halo. Next we have 0, which is at the back just above cabman. So there's your location, there's your scale, there's your rotation. My dog is snoring, which is fantastic for me. Next we have cabman, which is right in the middle. There's your location. There's your scale. There's your rotation. Finally, we have opaque. So this one, that's your location. That's your scale. That's your rotation. And then with the opaque, obviously mirror that one, and then that will be on both sides. Now we have the mirrors, final bit. It's the 0 one again, only this time I'm using the actual wording there. So movement, location is there. Then the scale is 1. And the rotation is 0. That's how you get the red effect there, but still with the lettering, so it looks just a little bit nicer than just having just some multiple effects. And obviously that's translated over to the right. And that is how you get the livery for the Alpha Tauri. Again, I think this is probably the best one I've made. I've really gone into depth using obviously the sponsors, the logos, just to make some more blocky stuff, making it look fantastic. Again, if you could change the color of the sponsors themselves, that red in the cabman bit, you could potentially change that to a different color. So if you wanted to have, for example, yellow side pods because you're trying to make a the R25, the Renault that Fernando Alonso made, or the blue, whatever it was, if you could change the color from the red to the blue that you want, you can then do that kind of thing. You can create effectively that side pod era. I don't think that's that difficult to do. It's the same as doing the livery and you're making your logo, your emblem, and all that kind of thing. It's exactly the same concept. It's just you need to add that to the sponsors, and that adds so many more opportunities to make better sponsorships for your car. Like say you've got the Alpha Tauri, for example, uses a lot of red. The logos, they're good enough that the logos already have a lot of red, which is fine. But say you wanted to create a car that is maybe an Aston Martin inspired car, or Aston Martin inspired team, and the team is obviously mainly green, but maybe you want to have the yellow in there. You can't do that because you don't have the yellow. There is no sponsor there that is yellow unless you want DSB Optics or Zen Air. But apart from those two, there's next to none, if not any. But if you could change the color yourself to yellow, you could then create these yellow sponsors that look fantastic on an Aston Martin inspired car. I don't know why they didn't do that. It's not like you're changing the entire logo, you're changing the colour. It's not a huge difference. The logo is exactly the same, it's just you're changing the colour. I think they've missed something there. If they added that in the patch, my god, some of these videos can be absolutely fantastic because I'll be able to make so many more concepts and designs and stuff like that and really get into it. Again, adding the shapes as well. If you can just add shapes, or if you can create your own sponsors, that kind of thing would be fantastic. I would absolutely love to do that. And but unfortunately this is what we got at the moment, and like I said, this is probably the best livery I've made. I think it looks fantastic. I think it looks nice and beautiful. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and if you have any ideas for cars or teams rather that you want me to create, feel free to comment them in the description, in the comments section below. I already have planned for a R25 with Fernando Alonso's winning championship car. Gonna try to make that. That is gonna be a bit more tricky because obviously, like I said, there's nothing there that's really yellow, so it's going to be very difficult to do, but I will give it a gander. Obviously I've got stuff like Caterham as well that's in the pipeline, and anything else you guys want me to give a go, so let me know and I'll try my best to create those. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.